everyone, and welcome back to my vlog. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I'm back now. I'm hoping to do this regularly. I think I probably shouldn't make any promises about how regularly though. But anyway, I wanted to do a vlog for you talking about some of my favourite children's book illustrations and some other illustrations as well. So before I get into that, I just wanted to talk to you also about what I've been up to lately. So I've been creating a lot of things for products, and I've also been working on quite a few commissions, and at the moment I'm working on a children's book. So it's been quite busy, and it is that busy time of the year. You can see my Christmas tree here, and really this was just an excuse to sit in front of my Christmas tree and look at books, which is just the excuse I need. So I'm going to show you some things I've been working on. First up, and I've literally just finished this morning, so I've been getting some pet portrait commissions. So this here is little Pippin, isn't he cute? And this is the painting that I've done of him. So that's in watercolour, a little A4 painting. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I tell you what, this hairy little dog, look at those hairy little ears. It was a bit of a challenge, but I loved it. And I've met this little dog in person, and really it's just such an adorable little thing. So this was such a pleasure to work on. So yes, I am now taking pet portrait commissions, and including if you've seen my work and you do want to have something like a Viking helmet on yours, or something a bit quirky, that's definitely what I'm into. So if you head to my website, and I'll leave that link down into the comments, then you can check out having a pet portrait commissioned. All right, so next up, you know what? I love illustrating motivational, inspirational, and sometimes just fun quotes. So I have actually been working on a few of those. So things like shine bright, what have we got? Carpe diem, seize the day, which I think, you know, I need to remind myself of this every day. I think we all do. Today could be all we have. Seize the day, make the most of it. Just a fun, happy birthday, lots of bright colours, very me. And dream big, because I think we should never forget to dream big. Even when sometimes it's hard to hold on to those dreams. I've also been working on some like this, little ones like this. So a goal is a dream with a deadline. Just start. How many of us need to be reminded to just start? This one, now this was actually inspired by something that my dad used to say when I was younger. So my dad was in the Navy when we were growing up, and he used to say to me that, because I'd worry about decisions for my career, for my future, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? And I have to admit, I have changed a few times. I originally was going to be a vet and then a doctor, then I was a teacher. Anyway, so he used to say to me that you can't steer a ship that's not moving. You know, you have to have the wind blowing in the sails, it has to be moving for you to be able to steer it. And this one's a little bit similar. We can't direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. Just keep moving. Don't stress too much, just keep moving, and you can adjust along the way. If you sit still, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change. If you make little steps and you keep moving, you know, from now until next year, obviously things are going to be quite different. And you are enough. Collect moments, not things. So with these, what I did was to create this little thing, groovy little thing here. If we open it up, it has this itty bitty little easel. And then these are those quote cards, and they sit on the easel, so it can sit on your desk and you can choose which one to display each day. So it's just fun little stationery for your desk, not to mention, I think, very pretty. And I've been working on some little digital illustrations of birds. That's a little robin, and these are little mini cards that I printed them on. Variegated fairy wren. And I've got the double-barred finch. I love him, love him. And also love this little guy, the silver eye. So, and with those, I've also created, now how cute are these little magnets. Aren't they cute? So they've got on the back, they're actually earth magnets. So they're really strong, but yeah, how cute is that? I finished this recently, Little Guinea Pigs Having Christmas, because guinea pigs are very festive, if you didn't know. Lots of things about guinea pigs that we didn't know. And I've turned that into a cute little Christmas card, so if you want to give something a little bit different this year, that's the one to go for. I love guinea pigs. I think they are the coolest characters. I love their funny little round bodies. I've always called them jelly beans with legs, because I think that's what they look like, furry little jelly beans with little legs running underneath. And yeah, I love painting them. I've done quite a few paintings and I plan to do quite a few more. Another thing that I'm quite proud of, so if you remember earlier in the year, I think it was August, I did a 30-day challenge and I painted a little watercolour bird every single day. So what was I going to do with all of those? I have turned them into a calendar. You can get this as a wall calendar, you can also get it as a cute little desk calendar. But I'm really happy with this, and guys, I'm going to plug, and I'll put a link in the comments down below. If you're an artist who would like to get your own calendar printed, I got this done through 3G printing, and they let me send them some samples of how the colours should look. They sent me 2 samples of the type of paper and the way that it could be printed so that I could choose which one to go with. So they were fantastic to deal with. I can't recommend them enough. And I hope to use them for some other products in the future as well. And the other really exciting news, Grandad's Glasses, written by the very clever Howard White. This is his first book, and it's out. It's ready to go. It's just been released, just in time for Christmas. Had so much fun illustrating this book. Just really, really good fun. I think, can I pick a favourite spread? Look, I love the ones inside the house. So things like, I love the kitchen scene. It's just, that is where, kitchen's where the heart of the home is in many ways for us. I love the black and white cat, which Howard, thank you, he let me put this little black and white cat character in there, which was so much fun. Again, inside the house, I love this. So this is Grandad, hunting everywhere for his glasses, including in the toilet. Anyway, this is a great book, ages 3 to 6, I think, and I think others would get a bit of a kick out of it. It's really good fun. You can get it directly from Little Steps Publishing on their website. You can get it directly from the author. You can also get it directly from my website, and you should be able to get it direct from all good bookstores. So if your bookstore has not got it in, simply ask, can I please order Grandad's Glasses by Howard White? Okay, so I'm really excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of my favourite authors. Don't know if you can hear my cat there in the background, but let's just ignore him. So I'm here in my reading chair. I'm next to the Christmas tree because I'm feeling very festive. I love Christmas. I love decorating at the best of times, but I love Christmas decorating. So,
Merry Christmas!
As I said, this is such a good excuse to sit in front of the tree with some books. What more can you want? I wanted to start with some that were my favourites when I was growing up. Obviously, my tastes have changed, what's popular has changed, what's available has changed, but I wanted to start with my favourites. So when I was growing up, some of my best memories are of being read Wind in the Willows. I have this cute little set, I don't know. Let me know if you have this set too, because I think at some point this was really popular to get little kids who were born around the 80s, early 80s. I love the story, but I love these illustrations. They're so beautiful. Just, what can I say? Honestly, when I was little, my dad was in the Navy, as I think I have already mentioned, and Dad used to go away a lot on the ships, of course. And my fondest memories, and I can still remember them, was sitting on his knees in the morning and him reading me Wind in the Willows. And the best thing was that he would do the voices. So I still remember that. It's such a fond memory. And this really, I know this is early on, but this really made me fall in love with art. I can't recall a time when I wasn't drawing and painting. And it was things like this that really inspired me. We've also got, and again, this was popular, early 1980s, guys. This was a popular book. It's also got Alice in Wonderland and Oliver Twist. So, I mean, just check out the illustrations, seriously. So good. I mean, I just want to, can we just pause while I read through the whole thing again? Is that cool? Look at it. So this is the earliest memories I have was being read these books and just falling in love with these illustrations. So detailed and such beautiful colours, you know, soft and inviting. So I've kept these books. There's no way that I'm ever going to part with them. I don't care if I don't ever have kids because I'm in my mid-30s and I don't plan on growing up. So there's some of the ones that I fell in love with early on. And then when I started to get into my tweens, I was really getting into comics. And one that was often in the paper that I thought was really cool, of course, was Calvin and Hobbes. And my grandma bought this for me once when I was up staying with her just before Christmas. We used to take it in turns that maybe one of the grandchildren would go up and have some grandma time just before Christmas. So so this is the authoritative Calvin and Hobbes by Bill Watterson. I had to remind myself, that's really bad. Bill Watterson, what a genius. Like, so hilarious, fantastic comics. When I was young, I used to draw a lot of comics myself. And for 2 years, my dad was posted in the UK and I moved there and I went to school there. And myself and two other girls, we actually started up a collaborative comic. And I think I still have them, but most of them were drawn in fountain pen. So in the UK, they actually use fountain pen at school. And not that we were doing them in class, promise. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure I've still got them. I think they're quite faded, but I'd love to pull them out and show you guys sometime anyway. But yeah, I loved doing comics. And apparently way back then, my grandma, who was one of those people just seemed to know. So growing up, all I wanted to do was be a vet. But my grandma way back then reckoned that I should be a comic artist. I didn't even think such a thing was possible, or even, I just didn't think. So anyway, here we go, Calvin and Hobbes. As I got into my teens, I started to read a lot of Terry Pratchett. Yeah, I love Terry Pratchett. I still read Terry Pratchett. They are so cool, and check out these illustrations. So start off with, you know, amazing author. These illustrations are done by the amazing Josh Kirby. They're just so cool. They're so detailed. They're a little bit naughty. So as a teenager, you know, that was pretty cool. I just love them. There's so much movement in them. There's so much happening in them. They're really cool. So again, that was really inspiring for me as a teenager. Still is. Another book as a teenager that really inspired me is this one, Furries. And Brian Froud and Alan Lee created these beautiful illustrations and worlds, you know, for these amazing creatures. I love them so much. I just can't tell you how much. I also have all the squash fairy books. If you guys know what that is, again, let me know in the comments if you're sharing this love. So much inspiration in here. So, yeah, I'm still so much in love. You know, again, can we just pause so I can read, please? If you haven't seen a squashed fairy book, where have you been living? Go and look up the squashed fairy books. They're awesome. So, who is inspiring me today? You know what, guys? I had to cull this a little bit, and I don't know if in post-editing I might also have to cut it down a little bit more. I've realised that there are so many books, illustrators that I love. It could go on forever. So what I've done is I have just picked out a few that are really inspiring me at the moment. And yeah, so here we go. Gus Gordon, and this is one of my favourite books, Herman and Rosie. I love it, this story, guys. You know, you don't have to have kids to enjoy these. It's true. Check it out. I love this line work. I love the limited palette. Look at it. I love the use of collage. So beautiful. And guys, this story is beautiful. It really is. And sometimes in our very busy, complex world, the simplicity of simple images combined with a beautiful story is all we need. Yeah, absolutely love it. If you haven't seen Gus Gordon's work, please, please, please go and check it out. So beautiful, and particularly, well, you can pick your favourite. This is mine. Oliver Jeffers, another favourite of mine. Love his work, and I think in an interview he said that he doesn't create children's books, he creates picture books, and that really stuck with me. So in other words, books that anyone can enjoy. They're little artworks in themselves, you know. This particular one, here we are, is just so beautiful. I should be showing you. I'm just enjoying it myself. Again, the use of colour and that beautiful sort of the pacing, that surprise. We went from dark to light. Look at those beautiful colours. It appears simple. I guarantee it probably was not simple and took a very long time. Things that look simple, guys, if they look simple, they've normally had an awful lot of time and effort poured into them to make it come across that way. And they're not simple. And again, just another, it's a beautiful story. Look at that colour palette. So yeah, these are things that inspire me. Oliver Jeffers, if you don't know him, you should know him. If you don't know him, go and check him out. Shaun Tan. I love Shaun Tan. Now I have about 5 or 6 books of his. Oops. So trying to pick which one I was going to show you was actually a bit of a battle. I did pick 2. So a picture book. This is The Red Tree. Such a delightful book. I actually found this before I got into being a full-time illustrator. I think I was teaching, and I found this in, I have to admit, an op shop. And I didn't know a whole lot about Shaun Tan, heard of his name. I was a secondary teacher, so let me just clarify that. I didn't know a whole lot. I saw this in an op shop. To be honest, at the time, I was not in the greatest space. And it just touched me so deeply. The Red Tree is just moving. Yeah, his images are just so beautiful. Now, what he's also created is this fantastic graphic novel. This is genius. What can I say? Except this is genius in a book. This tells the story of someone having to move country, leaving his family behind. Is this sounding familiar? In search of new wealth, opportunity, some way to be able to get his family back there to survive. It's done in a mythical world or an invented world, and it's just genius. Like, I don't know what to say. It's genius. If you have not seen this book, I know I'm saying this about all of them, but really, if you have not seen this book, you need to go, trot down to your little bookstore and get it, or go to the library and borrow it. It's just the most wonderful, wonderful thing. I think I cried the first time I read through it, but that's because I love art. This one, I purchased this basically because of one thing. Kandinsky. Fantastic, fantastic artist. Someone that, and I can't remember what the term is called, maybe I'll put it here if I look it up, who actually sees music. So not just hearing music, but it transforms it and actually can see music. You have to read about it. And this beautiful story it's an invented story about Kandinsky and how he grew up I'm not going to read the whole thing, of course, but basically how he grew up and he was taught to be a certain way because that's what was expected then, and art was to be something special until he discovered colour, and then it got squashed down as an adult, which often happens, but then one day he discovers it again, and just what results. That's such a beautiful story. So yeah, written by Barb Rosenstock, illustrated by GrandPré. The illustrations are divine. They really are so painterly, so beautiful, and really struck that balance between the colour and then that disappearing and coming back. It was really, really well done. So I love that one. Tania McCartney, she's a fantastic author and also a fantastic illustrator. She created this book, and this is, there's now been a second edition released. So this is Australia Illustrated. Her stuff's great. I love this. I love the way it goes around and describes all the different places about Australia, all the different things about Australia. If you love Australia, you're gonna love this book. It's just fantastic. It's so much fun, and it's fun to find things in there that you know that's kind of special to you. Tania has just released, and this is on my Christmas wish list. This might be my New Year's present to myself. She's just released Mammy, and that's to do with May Gibbs and that story. Dan Santat, again, I have a few of his books. Be Cool is my favourite, the most awesome book. I got this pretty early on, and it's been such an inspiration to me. I just love the illustrations. I love the story. Yeah, again, Be Cool. Go get it. Dan Santat is a fantastic author illustrator. Go and see what he does. Aura Parker. She's Australian, and she's an illustrator and now also an author, and she creates the most beautiful watercolour illustrations. Check it out. This is Twig. Beautiful, beautiful, delicate watercolour illustrations. Again, limited palette. How gorgeous is that? So this is Twig. She has since had other books released, which again are on my wish list. Yeah, it's such a beautiful book. So go and check out Aura Parker's work. Sha'an D'Anthes. I hope I'm saying that right, Sha'an. You might also know her as Furry Little Peach. She's got her own YouTube channel. She's on Instagram. She is awesome. Her illustration is so fantastic, and this is her very first children's picture book, and it's just been reprinted too. So go, Sha'an. You're awesome. And I believe she's working on another one. So on to more amazing things for her. Fantastic. You know what I love about this? All the planets get reimagined as animals. Let me find that spread for you. You'll see them enlarged, if you like, in the book, but this is all of them, all reimagined as these glorious, glowing, floating little animals spinning in space. I love it. Sha'an, so beautiful. Done in watercolour. Love. So definitely on my wish list for what I would like to get next is Mammy by Tania McCartney. Another book that I would love to be able to get is Florette. I think that's it from me for this vlog. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. That would be awesome, and please do leave a comment. I'd love to be able to connect with you. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at Katherine Appleby Illustration. And yeah, that's it for this week. Hopefully I'll catch you next time, and thanks for watching. See ya.